Just feeling shit when. What's up? What's up? What's going on? So what we getting into today? Let's see. Let's go. Let's see what the Mermaid of Karun. Mermaids of Karun. Let's see what that's about. Mermaids of Karun. Is that how you pronounce it? Karun, Karun. It's Norbert. Should watch this. Let me get back to my ghost stories. There I go. Wish I would see like for my own
Throughout
videos.
time, there
Yes.
are stories told. Some encounters are more mysterious than others. Mystical beings, from mermaids to giants. There are clues throughout history that cannot be ignored. Often, there is proof that confirms the presence of these beings, and sometimes there is only folklore, legend, and myth. Mystical beings from the other side.
So if you ask me the question, if I believe in the water families, I believe in it. Because
Water
the elderly
families.
people,
I like that
their
term.
stories are so real and so realistic. And we'll listen to their stories from generation
What's
to
up?
generation. And today I'm in the front line of the new generation. And I must also tell those stories to the people in the new generations. Because it comes from, from the heart of the people that used to tell us those stories.
Am I a rapper? No, I'm an artist. Commercial ad already this early. We just literally started watching the video. How they get an ad already? All right. What's up, Samsung? How are you?
Me and my family moved here in 2013. The name Shadowlands basically was used by the previous
Shadowlands.
owner. Like very good friends of ours. He thought of, dreamed of retiring on the farm. And pity that within a couple of months after moving here, he got cancer and then he died on the farm here. The actual name Shadowlands comes from where we are at the moment in my life and where the previous owner were, in the shadowlands of our lives. We are towards the end of our life. When we arrived here, we heard all kinds of stories about the waterhole on the farm. Some horrible stories and some intriguing stories. The waterhole behind you is intriguing. We are in the middle of the worst drought in human history. It's now been 6.5 years with no rain, with no water flow in the Kamanasi. When we arrived, we heard about the story about the waterhole.
6 years, no water.
Of these Western people.
What's up, Elliot? How are you?
Didn't really notice it. And when the drought hit in and all the water disappears, it is so dry that even the baboons are dying at the moment. And still there's water in this hole behind me. And the cave on the top of the mountain there's always been water dripping. And again, so some people must have known this is a place where they can come and fill their water bottles or whatever, the eggs, whatever they use.
We watching a Mermaids of Karun video on YouTube up here on Twitch if you guys want to see it.
And as I said, now after
Reacting
almost
to
8
it.
years now, the water hole is just as full as it has been 8 years ago.
In many cultural groups across Africa, water and rain lore is important. Indigenous tribes like the Ataquas have generations thick with stories relating to water, rich folklore and tales about merbeings and water families. 250 million years ago, the area was completely underwater, and when it receded, a sacred place was left behind.
So it's just drying
A
up now.
valley with waterholes where mountain springs trickle, and mermaids are believed to have sought sanctuary. One of these waterholes is right here at Shadowlands.
Mermaid.
I met on Pumuni, and Pumuni is the chief of the
Thank you.
Ataquas.
Appreciate you.
Tribal to use this area. Tell you how we met. It's difficult. I cannot really remember, but over 9 years now, we've really been good friends, and although we've got vast different background and cultures, we've got one thing in common, and our bond, and that is to tell stories. And life
Hi,
is about telling
Joshua. How are
stories.
you?
That's how people in the past taught their children, and I love telling stories. I, in the beginning, didn't know he was a chief. I just know him as a good storyteller and as a person that's passionate for his tribe and for his past. There's some people, who, especially the Ataquas, dream about the cultural center on this farm. A place where
Ataquas.
they can nurture their beliefs and their past.
Wisdom, culture, and history are passed down through stories.
Thank
A
you.
map to one's
Appreciate
past
you.
and
I'll be
one's
out there
future
soon
beliefs.
for some
Merbeings and water families are part of this oral history.
ghost hunting
They've
content.
existed in legends, myth, and folklore for centuries. They are sacred. Coming up next, we meet Pumuni, an Ataquah chief and
Yeah, gotta go to the
storyteller
most
who will
haunted
tell
city
you
in
the
Georgia for
tales
some
of
content, of
mermaids
course.
in the area surrounding Shadowlands. Join us as we journey with him to the other
Hello,
side.
Deb. How are you? What's up, Val? How are you? Thank you, Deb. Appreciate you. Come on with the commercials. Get to the good stuff. See, that's one thing about
My name is
YouTube. They're gonna take
Pumuni.
long to get to the
Pum
point.
is only a nickname. My actual name is Scher Peter Jacobus Muni. And I'm chief of the Ataquas.
Okay, listen to the chief.
The
We're listening.
Ataquas and people that live between the Outeniqua and the Swartberg Mountains. I'm sitting on Shadowlands, the farm of Anton Roots. I usually come here before because I'm interested in the water hole
Ottawa
on the farm.
chief.
Because in that water, there lives a mermaid.
He says mermaids in the water.
You know, I don't like the word mermaid. It sounds too English.
English mermaid,
She's
right?
the water maid. And she was happy with that maid. She swam from the one water hole in the Kamanasi up to the water hole at Shadowlands, to College Door, around every water hole there.
Yeah, all the waters connect.
Thousands of stories about the mermaid. The other day, one of my friends asked me, but where is she now? We haven't seen her. They say you won't see her.
Yeah, mermaid is
Because
like
of
a dumb name they made up.
The people that come to live here, there was such a
My
lot
book
of
is going
noise
really good.
because the farms
Be dropping
nearer
this
and
summer.
nearer to the water. The tractors and the lorries and the sound of children and of people, it scared them so much. And over the years, she only comes out for a little while and then she goes back into the water, and then all of a sudden she disappeared.
She
And
disappeared.
after we do a thorough research, we went to the water hole, and I can show you the portal where she went through from this world into another world.
Exactly.
And you know what that means to me?
Because deep in the waters connect
We are on this earth
all the other
only
oceans.
for a time.
It's 2 oceans.
And then after that, we will also go from this world to another world.
I want
Yeah.
to invite you to a
Like
free
a
training
portal
and
in
investing
the water.
workshop right here in Clarence
Mermaids,
that
if
will forever change how you
if
view
any of
investing.
you are into this
Inside
chat,
this
tell us
workshop,
about
you'll discover
mermaids.
that you don't
We want to bring her back
Hello,
by telling you
Shiva.
the wonderful stories about the mermaid. of the little Karoo.
Ooh, this is interesting.
For tribes like the Ataqua,
So basically, the place was flooded out with water at some point, and the water getting less and less and less. They actually haven't rained in 6 years,
and hold immense
and basically the mermaid had no choice but to go to this water hole where the most water is in.
And we read the poem.
They kind of followed it and see there's like another water connecting to another water.
Wat 'n donker neerslag agterlaat, getuig van staanvure in die aande. En die mense wonder steeds oor die onverklaarbare, die misterie, die kringe om die maan en op die watervlakke van elke diep stil donker poel. Die geheime water
The secret creatures that dwell in all the pools of the water.
Die Kamanassie, die Traka en die Sanderviere. Want in die Klein Karoo in
Kanaland, the most beautiful stories get repeated over and over about a beautiful woman who lives in the water, half woman, half fish. Echoes of the water and the beat of the drums echo against the cliffs in the evening. Between the cliff edges and the rust-red stone tells the most beautiful stories of a woman of the water and her family. Against the faces of the cliffs and the stories get clumped together. The hills get darker together. The clay and stone and sand and stone. Still today, fossils and shells and buck and fish. In the narrow gaps of the cliffs, they guard over the jealousy. In the evening, we hear reading strains. We listen to shreds over the women in the water, half woman, half fish. He translating so fast.
As die stories tot gestalte kom, met die roffeling van trauma, gewaar ons hoe die trommelaar die stories reperteer van die vrou, wat in die water
You guys know what language this is? Alright. We experience how much rhythm and speed and drum gets faster. We hear footsteps against the indigenous people. We experience their dancing. Who know their stories of the strange woman that swims in the water. We listen to the song of her waters and the strange woman of half woman, half fish. And underneath a high cliff, glitters softly, sunshine, we hear reeds and shivers. She's still there, she's still there. Yo, Night, how are you? They call her with a strange joyousness. They lure her with their song, the strange woman, half fish, half human. So she been luring people with her song for a long time. She swims through tears in the rocks to unknown worlds underneath the water, where she mysteriously plays with other water spirits. The woman in the water, half woman, half fish. I try to read it fast for y'all. Try to translate as much as it for y'all. So long story long, they've been talking about and have songs and witness a woman of half fish, half woman that, you know, slips away into like basically a water hole that's connected into another deeper water that leads into another world.
And it's a massive piece of water layer and it's not usable. It is completely salty. It's gone salty after 8 years. So again, the indigenous people here would have known about that hole in the mountain there, because even now you can go in there, there's still green algae in there, and that is fresh water. That is not the salty water bottom. That hole on top there must have been a watering hole for many.
And the watering hole is only producing fresh water, and they only have salt water. So that's very interesting in itself.
Okay, and that's basically where the top hole. If you look at the top hole, which is now the fountain,
They have
the
algae
bottom hole,
growing
the
and
bottom
nowhere else
there,
has
that
it.
is more the portal.
The place is basically drying up. It hasn't rained in 6 years.
Watering hole for all the sand people, basically.
This reminds me of Holes. Remember Holes? It didn't rain for 6 years, or maybe longer than that at Holes. Way longer, probably. Thank
There's a
you. I
lot of
love you
stories
guys
that
too.
hides in the cliffs.
We're
and
looking
the-
for
the
mermaids tonight.
mountains, En die voorlopers, die uitlopers. There's lots of stories.
Boom, can I ask you to tell them a story
That's
about
why God hasn't made me a millionaire yet. I would have flew to all these places and went go
As
looking
jy kyk
already.
hierdie rots hier voor,
Curious.
né? As jy sien, dit lyk soos 'n vis.
Hi,
Die rots
Danielle,
sien
how
onder
are
die
you?
bek. En hierso by die oog, die bokant. Dit was eintlik die vis
Oh, let me read it for y'all.
moes waak oor die
Cause y'all
water
don't know what he's saying.
en oor die water en haar families.
There's mermaid families in the water, but one day the fish fell asleep and left the mermaid vulnerable to the people who wanted to hurt it.
Mense wat haar kon benadeel.
I didn't know fish really sleep. And then while she was looking at the fish, something came. Something like a fairy came out of the water. The fairy came out of the water with a magic like wand kind of thing, and she waved it over to the fish, and she turned them into stone. And since then, you see there's an ancient stone made of fish. That was their punishment for not protecting the mermaid.
Folklore has existed for centuries, from portals to other dimensions. Shamans who would call upon the rain.
Very weird about one when I was meditating. Yeah, me too. They've been on my mind a lot lately, so I'm just trying to see where they're trying to lead me to. You know what I mean?
Carved into walls from years past.
What they're trying to say, I feel like they're trying to get a message out.
Who reveals a hidden cave with ancient paintings of mermaids.
Hidden cave. There's an ancient hidden cave hidden with mermaid carvings in it. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. This is called mermaid like nests if they have like kids, but pods if it's like whole families of them. I heard they can call you even when you aren't near the water. They can, especially if you experience them. I had already a mermaid experience next to the water at night, which I stupidly shouldn't have been at the water, but that was probably part of their call, you know, to get me down there. I don't know what I was doing down there, but yeah, I got away by the hairs of my teeth. Is that how the term
Now
goes?
you arrive at
The
the place
phrase?
where you can watch the mermaid. You are well known to this area.
Bless you
can-
too. Have a
can
great
show
day.
them the
Thank you.
mermaid rock art.
Oh, hold on.
Yes, we have found it a few years ago. So we used to come and show our cases.
Oh, they found the mermaid
We
carvings
want
in
to
the
keep
cave
it a
years
secret
ago.
because lots of people they destroy these kind of history. I know something about their dot paintings. Their dot paintings is
So they did like
when one group was staying there,
ancient people have like
so they
paintings
leave
in the
a message
walls
for the next group that
of the
is
mermaids.
coming to tell them that they don't need to worry about water. So here is water close by.
One story says they don't need to worry about the
Different
water.
paintings and different art that they are using to
Only if you're Trump, you need
give
to worry about the
messages
water.
For those who are coming and for the next generation or for the future people.
Have you heard about celebrities throwing mermaid
Then
eating
there's
parties?
the-
Yeah, that's why they hate
the
they hate
mermaid,
us.
the circle.
Yes, the circle of the moment.
The
Well, I'm
mermaid.
sure they're smart enough to know
Some
we're
of-
not all the
some
same.
of the people, they don't
They already know
want
those
to
elites. We
relate
ain't
to
got
the
nothing to
stories
do with
about
that.
the
They've been
mermaid.
in
They
charge
call it
and in control since the
the
dawn of
sweet
time.
People. When you walk on a day like
Same
this
people
today,
over and
the
over,
sun
same
shines
families.
outside,
That's
You will see the
for a
swallows will
reason.
fly
They
into
don't want
this
nobody else in
cave.
power.
They call it the swift people. They fly
Next in line is
at the high
Paris
speed
Hilton
and
and
they
Nikki
fly out
Hilton's
at the high
husbands.
speed. But
Because that's
we
like my
that
like
grew
I
up
feel like
in
that's
this
like my
area,
age group
we
of
know that
Rothschilds and
society
all that, you know.
when the
So
waterway was near. And
they're
you can
them and
see
their kids.
there's even a subtle portrait
Because
of
they're
the
all
shaman
dying out,
in the
so
background. You
they're
see,
trying to train their kids up
where he
in
goes
the
out
way.
of his normal body.
Hold on, one commercial. Let's get back into these mermaids. If you guys watching my last video I posted too, I showed you connection because we have like we're talking about the Lake Michigan mermaids and it's just the Great Lakes in general because they're all
So if you
connected,
ask me the
and that
question,
actually connects to the Appalachian Mountains as
if I
well.
believe
So they actually can
the
travel
water family,
pretty far and really anywhere
I
they want
believe
that's
in it.
connected to water, and everything's
That is
almost
why
connected
when
to
I
water
approach the
because
river,
it's that under the water ocean. I
will
told you guys
I will
underneath
always
our waters.
throw a pebble into the water or a taki, eh? a rose or something like that, or a piece of the reef. I throw it over my shoulder, and you can hear how it plunge into the river. See? And then I feel free, and I feel secure, and I walk in there. I will even put my finger in the mud, and I will put a cross on my forehead.
I think his family told him you gotta throw like a rock behind you into the
So
water
the lady
before you
in
come
the
to the water. So she
for
knows.
the water family,
Oh, the water families.
they accept you.
Yes,
I guess that's like a accepting thing.
it seems like when you walk into someone else's home, you must first knock. You can't just go in.
Yeah,
Thank you for
that was a
one,
great
Papa.
analogy. He just said, like, if you go to someone's house, you gotta knock. You can't just go right in. So that was actually a great analogy. So their ancestors taught them to throw a stone behind them, bloop, you know, and it drops in the water. Which, strangely enough, do you guys know why we skip stones and throw rocks in the water? Why that ever started? I have no idea why. I didn't think about it till just now. So I probably came back from time ago, and we thinking it's just fun as kids. Whole time, it's a damn, it's a damn for mermaids.
You understand it quite clearly.
Same like Mr. Pum now. I told him when we come up, he must first
Yeah.
ask for us to come in here.
Yeah.
Because this is not our place. We have just come
Yeah,
here.
it's not our home. Now I'm gonna anytime I go to the water, I'm gonna want to throw a stone in
This
first.
is our heritage, you know. And if you wipe it out, we will never ever see it again, and we'll never ever be able to talk about the first people that were here. We must believe
The
in
first
what the
people.
elderly people told us. They informed us that they really meet the mermaid and so on. So that story goes from generation to generation. And I don't want to mess with the stories of the elderly people. That is part of our oral history. And I'm busy writing it now.
He's writing
so
down the
that
oral history of his
for
people.
generations to come.
Now, a lot of people have done the oral history.
How our people lived. They were very spiritual people.
And that's what our new generation is totally forget or didn't learn, or most of the information is turned. It's not like it was back in the day.
That is the portal. And she went from this
She went through the portal.
portal, through that portal to another world. And you know, that is what's going to happen to all of us. At the end of our lives, we will leave this earth and we will go through a portal from this world.
But she not going through the same portal we going
The
through, sir.
Khoisan and
where you be finding these documentaries. They be finding me. I swear the algorithm is run by some type of spirit. I don't know who's running it, because
that cross cultures scattered throughout
the algorithm
Africa
could be
and the world,
messy at
giving
times.
us a glimpse into the past. Traditionally,
Y'all know the
mermaid is a
algorithm gonna
symbol
push
of both
on
destruction and creation,
Instagram
symbol
a
the
picture
feminine
of
life force.
Kim
If they were to live anywhere,
Kim,
the Karoo is a place that could not suit them
Kim
more.
Porter
So the question
and
remains,
Lemmy
were
Plummer
and
from
are
Zeus
there
like 8 years
mermaids in the
ago.
Karoo?
And it's like, I went in the comments, everybody's in the comments saying, how did this get on my timeline? How did the algorithm push? There's like, is the algorithm trying to say something? Algorithm don't push nothing 8 years ago. It's crazy. Y'all could go right now and look it up on Instagram. Everybody's in the comments like, how did this get on my timeline? It was the weirdest thing. But yeah, so that was interesting. The mermaids, the portals. I wish that was longer. It was only like 24 minutes, but hey, I mean, I'm not the editor. Let's look. If you gotta look up YouTube, it's literally people just take my videos and put them up here. It's hilarious to me. Definitely CERN, like, yeah, like, very messy. And then every time they try to like buy another app and try to silence it, just another app comes out. But I don't think you can do that too much, because just too many creators, too many people posting for, to silence everybody. And everybody comparing notes. This is one of the only official mermaid sighting recorded by a navigator. All right, let's see. Let's see what this is.
White skin in black water, long hair spreading across ice, human breasts, a mackerel-patterned tail, 2 witnesses named in the log, 1 entry that survived. June 15, 1608. Henry Hudson recorded a mermaid in Arctic waters where no known tropical mammal could survive. The Dutch East India Company received the report, filed it without comment, and launched no investigation. Classification remains unexplained.
No, because I'm not
maritime
looking
sighting.
for them.
Hudson's journal explains storms, ice formation, starvation, equipment failure. But what explains these anatomical details documented by an explorer trained in scientific observation?
I'm not looking for them, so.
The deck of the Havre Mayenne pitched forward as another wave struck the bow. Ice fragments scraped against the wooden hull. Henry Hudson stood at the quarterdeck, his leather journal open against the wind. Salt spray froze on the pages before the ink could dry. The date read June 15, 1608. Around him, 18 men worked the rigging in silence. Most were English, 4 were Dutch. The vessel measured 80 tons, commissioned by the Dutch East India Company to find the northeast passage to the Orient. Hudson had failed the previous year. Ice had blocked every route above Russia. Now he was pushing further north than any ship had gone.
Scary.
The water was charcoal
The
black.
images they're using is scary.
Fog consumed everything beyond 200 yards. The air hovered just above freezing. At this latitude in June, the sun never fully set. Thomas Hill stood watch at the starboard rail. 23 years old, born in London. This was his second voyage with Hudson. At 14 minutes past 3 in the afternoon,
It's rough for them
something
sailors.
pale moved beneath the
They
surface.
always run into them.
Hill called out. Robert Rayner, 31, heard it first. He moved to the rail. Both men stared at the same point in the water. The creature surfaced 40 feet from the hull, close enough to see individual strands of hair. From the waist up, the figure appeared human, a woman. Her skin was white like snow. Her hair was black and long, floating on the water. Her
Pale
chest
and
was
black.
exposed. Rayner noted this with clinical detachment.
Pale skin,
The
black
creature's
hair.
arms hung at her sides.
Heard
beneath
that
the
a lot.
surface. Her face remained turned away. She made no sound. Then she dove. The movement was smooth, practiced. As her body descended, the lower half became visible. No transition point, no seam. The human torso simply continued into a tail as long as her upper body, perhaps 6 feet total.
Big.
The coloring was distinct, dark patches against lighter skin, forming a pattern identical to Atlantic mackerel. The tail moved in
Always
vertical
consistent,
undulation like a
yeah.
whale or dolphin. Hill and Rayner stood at the rail for another 10 minutes. The creature did not resurface. Other crew members gathered. Jan Peters, the Dutch first mate, demanded details. Hill repeated the description. Rayner confirmed every point. Edward Green suggested it might have been a seal. Hill shook his head. He had seen seals along the Norwegian coast. This was not a seal. Seals did not have human hands or breasts.
Christopher Columbus saw a
Hudson
mermaid
recorded the
too.
sighting in his logbook that evening. 6 lines.
I think they said it was a
He
seal.
identified the witnesses by name. He noted the time as afternoon. He described the creature exactly as reported. White skin, black hair, human torso.
And they said, get these
fish
reports
tail
up
with
out of
mackerel
here.
pattern.
Nonsense.
He added one observation. The sighting occurred in water where no tropical mammal could survive. Manatees lived in warm coastal waters above 60 degrees.
Mermaids can live in
The
any
Arctic Ocean
water.
in June
They
measured
are
between
water.
30 and 35 degrees. The logbook page remained in Hudson's possession until his death 3 years later. The journal passed through several hands before being archived by the English Admiralty.
Any natural water
Scholars
they can live
examining
in.
Hudson's records in later
I
centuries
shouldn't say any
found the
water.
entry undamaged. No lines crossed out, no margin notes suggesting doubt. The same handwriting that documented.
Is this why they were
ice
trying to
formations
pollute
and
like
compass
the
readings,
water at some
also
point? Like, do y'all
documented the
remember
woman
that?
with a
Like,
fish tail.
when I was like a
The
kid
Dutch
growing up,
East
there was
India
constant
Company
pollution
received
and
a copy of
oil
the log
and
when
stuff in the
Hudson returned to
water and
Boston.
garbage. I'm like,
They filed it without comment. No investigation was launched. No follow-up
testing
expedition was sent. The report
testing
simply
warships
entered
in the
official
water and
record
all that.
stayed there. One detail troubled
War
later
weapons, I
analysts.
mean.
Hudson was a trained
Thank you,
navigator.
thank you.
He had made multiple transatlantic voyages before attempting Arctic exploration.
Were they like
His journals were known for
war
precision.
on the sea,
He
the
recorded
sea people?
coordinates to the minute. He sketched coastlines with measurable accuracy. He noted wind direction, water depth, and ice thickness with obsessive detail. This was not a man prone to fantasy. This was not a man who confused a floating log with a sea monster. Yet on June 15, 1608, he wrote down a mermaid. He named the witnesses.
1600.
He described anatomical features
Wrote down
that
witnesses.
should not exist,
Yeah,
and he offered no explanation.
and it's consistent.
The crew continued north.
He
for
definitely
another
saw a
week.
mermaid.
The ice became impassable. Hudson turned back and eventually abandoned the search for the Northeast Passage entirely. His next voyage would take him west, toward what would become New York. He would discover the river that bears his name. He would chart Manhattan Island. He would establish England's claim to the region. But before any of that, he saw something in Arctic waters that he could not explain. Something with white skin and black hair, and a tail marked like a fish found 5,000 miles south. Something that 2 men swore looked directly at them before diving.
It definitely
into
was a
water
war
cold enough
against
to
them
kill
for
any
sure.
warm-blooded animal in minutes.
Why are
The
you
question was
testing
never
bombs
what
in the
Hill and
water?
Rayner thought they saw,
Test them in the
question was
space,
what actually
in the
existed
open
in those
space.
waters.
Wouldn't that make more sense?
and why Hudson, a man who documented everything, chose to document this. The ship carried no physician. Medical knowledge aboard the Havre Main consisted of basic amputation techniques and herbalist remedies copied from Dutch trading manuals. There was no one qualified
I watched
to diagnose
Aquaman.
hallucination. No one trained to identify symptoms of
I was too. Aquaman was a little too realistic. I said, "Who wrote this?
Noting in his log,
What they trying to tell
both
us?"
witnesses appeared in good health. Hill had shown no signs of illness during the voyage. Rayner had complained once of cold hands 3 weeks earlier, but nothing since. Neither man had consumed alcohol that day. The ship's beer rations were distributed at sunset. The sighting
I'm gonna
occurred
make a
after
map.
midnight.
I'm gonna start
Edward
making a
Green
map
remained
of
skeptical.
all
He had served on
creature
6
sightings
previous
I know
voyages,
of talked
including 2 to
about
the Barents Sea.
mermaids, where the
He knew
mermaids
what
at, where the
exhaustion
werewolves
looked like.
at.
He knew what men saw when they wanted land.
Vampires are a little bit different. They're a
Mirages
little
were
bit like
common
me
at high
and you, so they could be
latitudes.
anywhere, and they're
Fog
super
could
rich.
transform
So
icebergs into cities. Low sun could turn waves into mountains.
But then
But Green had also
I could
stood
track
beside
them
Hill and
down.
Rayner and heard their description.
I'm onto them. I'm
They
getting
had
closer
not
and
described
closer
something vague. They had described specific
to
anatomy,
actual
hair
areas.
texture, skin tone, the exact pattern on a tail. Green asked Hill one question. Could it have been a seal wearing seaweed? Hill looked at him
A
without
seal wearing
expression and
seaweed.
walked away. The debate among the crew continued for 2 days. Jan Peters, the Dutch first mate, believed the men had seen a beluga whale. Belugas were white. They lived in Arctic waters. They surfaced to breathe. Perhaps the angle of observation
Beluga
created
whale.
an illusion of human features.
What whale got hair?
Hudson considered this theory and rejected it in a second log entry dated
The only
June
ones
17th.
bald is the male
He wrote
mermaids.
that belugas possessed rounded heads and visible blowholes. The creature observed by Hill and Rayner had neither. It had a face. It had hair that moved independently.
But
in the
then
water. It had arms that hung
I'm
at its
starting
sides.
to
Whales do not have arms.
lose
Another theory
kind of
emerged
track
from
of the
Dutch
mermaids
sailors.
tonight
They
because
proposed the creature was a selkie,
they
a being from
they have
northern
shapeshifter
folklore capable of
abilities
shedding
too.
seal skin to become human. The legend was common in Scotland and Iceland. Fishermen told stories of women who lived in the sea and came ashore to find husbands. But the Selkie myth described full transformation. A woman on land. A seal in water. Not a hybrid. Not something...
Yeah, because there's multiple different sea creatures. I think we need to
And
start
folklore could not
understanding that.
explain the mackerel pattern on the tail.
It's not mermaids.
Mackerel did not live in Arctic waters. They inhabited
It's like they got
temperate zones
cousins,
between
you know?
40 and 60 degrees latitude. This sighting occurred at 73 degrees north. Hudson consulted a book he carried in his personal cabin. The volume was titled Description of the Northern Peoples by Olaus Magnus, published in 1555. The Swedish historian had compiled
Yeah,
reports
some
of
could
sea monsters,
some can
mermaids, and unusual marine
shape
life
shift and get
observed
legs
by
and walk on
Scandinavian
land.
sailors over 2
They can't do it
centuries.
all the time. I don't know what is
Hudson
the
found
timer. There was a
references to
limited
human-like
duration, but
creatures.
yeah, they can do
He
that.
first described a mermaid caught near Denmark in 1433. The account mentioned a fish.
Thank you, Knight.
but provided
Appreciate
no
you.
details about colouring or anatomy. The second reference was a sketch of a sea monk, a creature with a human torso and webbed extremities, allegedly captured near Poland in 1531. The third was a
Yeah,
brief
when my
mention
book
of
drops,
fish
you
folk
you
seen
you
near
you
Iceland.
understand more. I'm
But the
gonna
text
slide
offered
in a
no
line there.
measurements or witness names. None of the historical accounts matched what Hill and Rayner had observed. The Danish mermaid had been dead when fishermen pulled her from a net. The sea monk resembled a deformed seal more than a human hybrid. The Icelandic sightings were described in 2 sentences with no supporting evidence. Hudson closed the book and made a note in the margin of his log. He wrote that previous reports lacked credibility because they came from illiterate fishermen with no training in observation. His own sighting was different. He knew his witnesses. He trusted their judgment. He had trained them to identify coastlines and ice formations with accuracy.
And not to mention they know all different kind of
He
fish.
believed them. The ship's carpenter,
They've
William
seen all of
Collins,
them.
offered a mechanical explanation. He suggested that the cold water might preserve a human corpse in unusual ways. Perhaps a woman had fallen overboard from another vessel weeks or months earlier.
What?
Perhaps her body had remained intact due to freezing
You guys are
temperatures.
so
Perhaps her lower
skeptical.
half
You don't let your
consumed
brain
by
do
predators,
its work.
creating the appearance of a tail.
Making up
Hudson
nonsense.
dismissed this
Conditioned.
A corpse
Spade
does
is a
not die.
spade. You saw what you
A
saw.
corpse does not
End of
move
story.
with the fluid motion Rayner had described.
One thing I like to do is that a. You know what? Never
Does not
mind.
swim.
No problem. You
On
got
June
it.
18, the crew spotted an unusual formation.
Anytime
of ice
something weird
4
going on, I
miles
see
east of
somewhere,
the
I hear
previous
somewhere.
sighting. The shape resembled a human figure, frozen in a
I don't
vertical
second guess. I
position.
don't think about it too
Several
much.
men insisted they should investigate.
It's a weird world we
Hudson
live in.
refused. The ice field was unstable. Approaching would risk damaging the hull. But he allowed Thomas Hill to sketch the formation from a distance.
Once you guys go down the rabbit hole of some of my content, you'll never look at
It
the
shows a
world
column of ice
same
roughly
again.
6 feet tall,
You
with a
guys will
rounded
realize
top
why
and
I'm
what appeared to
a
be 2
homebody
horizontal
and really stay to
protrusions
myself
in
for the
middle.
most part.
The
You just
sketch is
never know
labeled
now.
Strange ice.
Glamour is real.
Nothing in the drawing definitively resembles a human figure. But something about the proportions, matched the witness's description of the creature's height and shoulder width.
This is documented.
The
All the
Half Mayon
witnesses.
turned south on June 20.
June
The
20th.
Northeast Passage remained blocked. Hudson had orders to return if progress became impossible. The crew prepared the ship for the long voyage back to Amsterdam. On the final night in Arctic waters, Robert Rayner approached Hudson in his cabin. He asked if the captain planned to remove the mermaid entry from the official log. Hudson asked why he would do that. Rayner said the Dutch East India Company might question his judgment. They might doubt his fitness for future command.
You see what they always,
They
since
might
the dawn of
dismiss
time,
the
they've been
entire
removing.
expedition as the work of a man
They want to remove it out the
fairy
log.
tales. Hudson looked at Rayner for a long moment.
The log
He
is the
opened
log.
his journal to the entry dated
The
June
log is
15.
what happened.
He placed his finger on the description of white skin and black hair and the mackerel.
Oh, you've been
pattern
on
tail.
this since a kid.
He told Rayner that everything in this book was true. Every
It's a
coordinate,
long rabbit
every
hole.
depth measurement, every ice formation, every wind direction.
Because they've been
And
so
every
good at
creature
hiding
observed
themselves.
by
But
credible
one thing they
witnesses.
didn't
He said
expect
that if the
is
company
all of us
wanted
to
call
gather
him a liar,
with
they
each
could do
other
so
on
based
social
on
media
facts,
and
not
combine
feelings.
information.
He closed
learn
the
from
journal
each other.
and locked it in his sea chest.
They didn't expect
The entry
that.
would remain exactly as written. 3 years later, Hudson would die in a mutiny during his fourth and final voyage. His crew, starving and desperate, set him adrift in a small boat along with his teenage son and 7 loyal sailors.
They unalive
None
that
of them
man.
were ever seen again. The mutineers returned to England with Hudson's charts and journals. The documents passed to his widow.
They took that
then
man
to the
out.
English Admiralty. Then to
You
various
see how they
archives.
stay?
The
I
mermaid
hit.
entry stayed
Yeah,
intact in
nice.
every transfer. No one altered the text. No one added a disclaimer. The sighting simply existed in the record, unexplained and unquestioned. But one detail remained unexplored. Hudson's log mentioned 2 witnesses by name, Thomas Hill and Robert Rayner.
Yeah, witnesses.
Both men returned safely to England in 1608.
But they said, I'm talking.
Both gave statements to company officials upon arrival. Both described the creature in identical terms. Yet neither man ever spoke publicly about the sighting again. Hill disappeared from maritime records after 1609. Rayner sailed twice more with different captains, but no log from those voyages mentions the Arctic encounter. It was as if both men had agreed to bury the memory, or been told to.
Told.
The Dutch East India
I've been said
Company
that.
maintained meticulous records.
Said don't say shit.
Every voyage was documented in triplicate. 1 copy for the ship's captain, 1 for the
They
company
been
archives
erasing
in
this.
Amsterdam.
I don't know, since the
One
dawn
for
of
the
time.
government
I don't know why.
When Hudson returned,
If the
in May
creatures ain't hiding like that, why y'all
he
hiding them?
submitted his complete log as required.
She saw them in there.
The company
She could have
clerks
ducked
transcribed
if she
every
wanted to,
entry
you
into
know?
their master ledger. The mermaid sighting appeared on page 47 of the ledger, dated June 15,
47.
under the heading Unusual Maritime Observations. The entry matched Hudson's original text word for word, but the ledger included something Hudson's personal journal did not. A
And
marginal note.
hold on, I just want to say that because it's saying that it's the ledger is including something that the original didn't get. I'm like, they also unalive that man because they're also not telling us the full story. More happened with that mermaid, and that man was going to tell us all. And they's like, no, we're going to put him on a boat, ship him out, let her have him if so. Maybe he did go with her. Who knows?
In different handwriting. The note was discovered by Dutch historian Willem Barents III in 1793, nearly 2 centuries after the voyage. Barents was researching early Arctic exploration for a book on Dutch naval history. He found the ledger in the company's archives, which had been transferred to the Amsterdam City Library. The marginal note consisted of 3 words in Latin: non est investigandum. It should not be investigated. No signature. No date on the note itself.
It should not be investigated. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles. Eagles. Yeah. They put a hit on that man. They said it should not be talked about, should not be investigated because they've been new.
But the ink color matched other annotations made by company officials between 1608
Company
and
officials.
1612. Why would the company specifically mark this entry as not worthy of investigation? They had funded Hudson's
Because they
voyage.
know already.
They had paid for the ship, the crew, and the supplies. They expected detailed reports of everything.
They said stay in y'all lane.
When Hudson described unusual ice formations,
Do your little
the company
job.
sent follow-up expeditions to verify
come
his
back.
claims.
Hi,
When
Tanya,
he
how
reported
are you?
potential seal hunting grounds, they dispatched commercial vessels within a year.
Not they
When
put
he
a hit on this
reported
man. I didn't know the story was
observed
going to
at
go
close
that way.
range by 2 named witnesses, they wrote, "Do not investigate," and moved on. Barents found no other example of this phrase in 50 years of company records. Dangerous reefs were investigated. Hostile
In 50 years, they ain't never said do not investigate on no other situation besides this one. That's wow. Thank you, Tanya.
native populations were investigated. Uncharted coastlines were investigated. Even rumors of sea monsters warranting investigation.
Sea
They
monster.
might affect future trade routes. The company had invested heavily in Arctic exploration.
Oh, they can't really catch a
Creature that
mermaid
could
though.
damage ships or threaten crews should have warranted at least a follow-up interview with the witnesses. Instead, the note implied deliberate avoidance. One possible explanation
Deliberate
emerged from a
avoidance.
separate document. In 1609, the company issued new guidelines for ship captains regarding log entries. The guidelines specified which observations required detailed documentation and which could be summarized briefly. The list of required details included coordinates, weather conditions, ice formations, native populations, potential trade goods, and navigable waterways. The list of observations that could be omitted included crew disputes, minor injuries, religious ceremonies, and sightings of non-commercial fauna. The phrase non-commercial fauna was vague. It could mean seals that were too small to harvest.
Sightings of non-commercial foreigners. Are these people crazy, dude? They think we not understand their wording? What the hell? Do summarize. They want you to summarize that in your detail log. Every captain knows that log is the log. That log is very serious. You go to jail sometimes behind that log. Look at Jeffrey Epstein and them. They're going to jail behind that log. You understand? So why would you want them to summarize a non-commercial? You know what? All right, I'm gonna just keep letting them play.
It could mean birds with no value. Or it could mean creatures that serve no economic purpose and would only complicate official reports. The timing of these guidelines is significant. They were issued 8 months after Hudson's return. Long enough for the company to review his Arctic log. Long enough to realize that detailed descriptions of mermaids might damage the company's reputation with investors. The Dutch East India Company operated on a charter granted by the Dutch government. That charter required scientific credibility. Explorers were expected to map coastlines, not chase mythological creatures. The captain who reported
Like I said, they
mermaids
said
might
do
be
your
seen as
job.
unreliable. An unreliable captain might lose future funding. A company that employed unreliable captains might lose its charter.
Do your job.
Hudson never lost his funding.
Stay in your
The
lane.
company sent him on 2 more voyages after 1608. The first took him back to the Arctic in 1609. The second, in 1610, sent him to search for the Northwest Passage.
It's in the
He
1600s,
discovered
which is
Hudson
crazy.
Bay and Hudson Strait, both named in his honor. The company clearly still trusted his navigational skills. They simply chose not to discuss the mermaid, and they made sure no one else would investigate it either. Comparative analysis reveals another troubling pattern. Between 1500 and 1700, European explorers filed at least 47 reports.
They just
of
play in our
mermaid
face all the
sightings.
time.
Most came from tropical or temperate waters. Most described creatures observed from a distance. Only 3 reports came from named explorers with established reputations. Christopher Columbus near Haiti in 1493, John Smith near the West Indies in 1614,
I didn't hear that
and
one.
Henry Hudson. Columbus and Smith mentioned their sightings briefly. Neither described anatomical detail. Neither named witnesses. Neither sketched the encounters. Hudson did all 3. His account was the most detailed mermaid report in maritime history. and it was the only one that led to an official company directive not to investigate.
Oh, I got to do a story
One
time
marine
about this,
biologist
y'all.
reviewed Hudson's
This is
entry
a
in
good one.
1976. Dr. Elizabeth Cartwright of the University of Edinburgh concluded that Hudson's creature could not have been a manatee or dugong. Manatees require
Hudson came with
water
all the
of 60
evidence we
degrees.
needed. What else we
The
need to
Arctic
talk
average is
about?
33.
Came with
Manatees
witnesses,
also lack the
a
long hair,
sketch.
human-like arms
What?
described by the witnesses. Ribbon seals have distinctive patterns, but possess seal faces, seal flippers, and seal proportions. They do not have human torsos or vertical tail movement. Dr. Cartwright noted that the mackerel pattern described by
Since
Hudson
when we
appears
confusing
on
seals with
only one
mermaids? Like
Arctic species,
when did that even
Arctic
start?
cod. But Arctic cod rarely exceed 16 inches. They do not surface to breathe. They possess
I feel like there's so
nothing
much other
resembling
fish that are like
humanity.
mermaids before. Damn.
In 1983, a research
I feel
team
like
drilling ice cores in
dolphins
Svalbard
move like
recovered ice
mermaids
dated
to me more
approximately
than
1610. The ice contained traces of
like a
human
dog
hair,
of
black,
a, you know, like a
unusually
mermaid dog would be like a dolphin. Like our version of a dog.
measuring over 12 inches. It came from a depth and location where no human settlement existed in the 17th century. The team filed the finding as an anomaly, suggesting the hair might have drifted from a shipwreck. But they could not explain.
They said the hair came from a shipwreck. From where? In the ice. Where the hair? Whose hair? Where the shipwreck? Just a piece of hair. First of all, I like this creator too. I like this YouTuber because he's like basically telling us the dumb things they're telling us, but he's not like blatantly saying that. He's just telling us what they said, you know, and we can use our own brain to, you know, to sift through to see if that make any logical sense. I think people wasn't using their cognitive thinking and their logical skill. Like the people said, don't investigate no more. This man came with all the evidence. Like I said, they pushed. Like I heard about Christopher Columbus. Like I told y'all about his mermaid situation. Never heard about Hudson. Why? Why? Because they don't want to investigate. The man has evidence. Eyewitnesses, not one, not like multiple eyewitnesses. He has the hair, he has a sketch, he has exactly the coordinates of where he's seen her, what she was doing. His story never changed, their story never changed. Hi, how you doing? So all right, I digress. Let's continue.
Why the hair showed no decomposition, despite being frozen for nearly 4 centuries.
Oh, that's another one. If it was a shipwreck, why wouldn't the hair decompose? Like I told you, I like him. He's like, despite it wasn't, you know, decomposed after 4 centuries.
Ordnance was 73 degrees north,
Good hair.
18 degrees east.
That lasts longer than the body.
40 miles from where Hudson recorded his sighting. The ice core was dated to 2 years after the Halve Maen passed through those waters. Something with long black hair had been in that area during the exact
Long
period
black hair,
Hudson's
too.
crew claimed to see a white-skinned woman with a fishtail.
Thank you, Kay.
Something that left physical evidence.
Thank
Something
you,
that should
preacher.
not have been there at all. The facts are these. On June 15, 1608, 2 trained sailors observed an unidentified creature in Arctic waters. The creature displayed characteristics of both human and marine anatomy. The sighting lasted several minutes at a distance of 40 feet.
She said hi.
The witnesses provided consistent descriptions. Henry Hudson.
Why was she there
navigated
several
with
minutes, y'all? Did
credibility.
y'all just hear that, man? She said the sighting lasted several minutes. What was wrong with her? Was she like eating too much seaweed or something? She was sitting there several minutes. She said, hi, what's up? She literally wanted them to see her. That is the most pettiest thing I ever see. But I do hear, you know, mermaids are playful. They like to play. They like to have fun. And a lot of the creatures and the entities are pranksters. They like to, you know, they like to have fun with us. Especially the ones that don't, you know, believe in it. They like to scare people. They like to stalk people. I've never really heard of anybody really getting hurt, but I've heard a lot of basically pranks and stuff about playing on people. Thank you. Appreciate you. So, yeah, a little supernatural bullying. All right, back to the story. This is hilarious. I'm definitely doing a story time about this.
Recorded the observation in his official log. The Dutch East India Company marked the entry as not requiring investigation. No follow-up expedition was launched. Both witnesses ceased all public discussion of the event immediately after returning to port.
Signed that good NDA. When y'all got NDAs in the 16 and the 1500s, that's when you know this is a very dark world we live in.
With the sighting location and time period
Barely
was
penning.
recovered from ice cores 375 years later. The most consistent explanation
Y'all
centers
use on
not
quills
what
still.
the creature was, but on what the witnesses were trained to see. Hill and Rayner were experienced sailors responsible for monitoring hazards.
Experienced
Their job
sailors.
required immediate pattern recognition. In Arctic waters where visibility shifts constantly, the brain compensates for incomplete visual data by filling gaps with familiar patterns. This is standard perceptual processing under stress.
No, my brain
What they
see what
likely
it see.
observed was a marine mammal exhibiting unusual surface behavior. Beluga whales are known to surface vertically with their heads above water. From certain angles, a beluga's rounded head and white coloring could suggest human features.
A beluga
When the
whale.
creature dove, the witnesses would have seen the tail fluke moving vertically, exactly as described. The mackerel pattern remains problematic. Pattern recognition in moving water is notoriously unreliable. Light refraction through ice particles can create false textures. What appeared as distinct markings might have been shadows, but this
That's what I think
explanation
glamour
fails to
magic is.
account
Just a
for
form of
three
light
things.
refraction.
First, both men described arms hanging downward. Beluga flippers are short, stiff, and located near the front. Second, both mentioned long black hair. Belugas have smooth, hairless skin. Third, the witnesses observed breasts. Marine mammals have mammary glands streamlined against the body. Not prominent external features visible.
No
from
fish
4
have
feet
breasts
away.
and long hair.
The more disturbing possibility is that Hill and Rayner saw exactly
30
what they
inch.
reported, and the creature remains unidentified because no one was permitted to look for it. The Dutch East India Company's directive not to investigate appears in no other context during 50
I'm
years of
tired.
exploration. When Captain
I'm going to
Shepard
sleep a
also
little bit
mentions
after this because they're
the
making me
company's
mad.
central
I'm tired from
investigates.
this already.
When
Go on.
captains reported dangerous reefs, the company updated maritime charts. When captains
They're
reported
making me mad,
potential
Tanya.
trade goods, the company dispatched commercial fleets within months.
Like,
But
they're
when
not
Hudson
even
reported
good
a
lies to
glowing
make
creature with
up.
verifiable witnesses and specific anatomical details, the company wrote 3 Latin words in the margin and closed the file. That decision was not scientific caution. It was institutional suppression. The consequences unfolded quietly.
Do not
Hudson
investigate.
received 2 more commissions from the company despite the mermaid entry. His navigational data from 1608 was used to update Arctic charts for 30 years. But the creature vanished from official discussion. Dutch cartographers published maps based on Hudson's coordinates, including his ice formation sketches and depth measurements. They omitted the June 15th sighting. English historians compiled
I think she was
accounts of
saying turn
Hudson's
back
voyages,
around, which they did.
referencing his discovery of
That's why she
Spitsbergen,
stood there that long. She knew they wasn't
observations,
going to go no
or
further.
speculations. They did not mention the mermaid. Thomas Hill's name disappeared from maritime records after 1609. No death certificate.
Because I've never heard
No
of
fi-
a mermaid sighting lasting minutes. You know how long is minutes? That's 60 seconds upon 60 seconds upon 60 seconds. Like, that could be 180 minutes. I don't know. It could be, that's a long time to see something that you didn't think existed, So I think she was saying, hey, take y'all ass back to go wherever you gotta go. You're not coming over here. I don't know why she said you're not coming over here. Maybe she lived there. Maybe her kids there. Her family. I don't know. But I just thought that was very interesting.
Channel voyage is listed. Robert Rayner sailed on 2
She said
subsequent
they're
expeditions,
not
both in
coming
tropical
over here.
waters. Neither voyage log contains unusual sightings.
Or whatever they
When Rayner
was,
died in
or whatever they was coming here on. I don't know if they were coming in for nefarious things because they done lied so many times We don't know if they was going there for nefarious things, so maybe she also was like, nah, not over here with all that, you know? Could have been that too. Long story long, she was standing on business, so she could have dipped in and dipped out, you know? And she came in by herself, one deep. One deep. She didn't even have nobody up there, no other mermaids up there with her. She scared all the men by herself.
1623, his estate inventory included personal letters and 3 books. None mentioned the encounter. Hudson himself never referenced the creature again in any surviving document. His logs from 1609 and 1610 contain hundreds of detailed observations. He recorded whale migrations, seal behavior, seabird nesting patterns. He sketched coastlines and documented native populations. But he never mentioned anything resembling the white-skinned figure with black hair and a mackerel-patterned tail. The physical evidence recovered from the ice core in 1983
Why would he?
was never conclusively explained.
They told him we would
Human
kill you.
hair in Arctic ice, 400 miles from the nearest 17th century settlement, requires either an unknown shipwreck.
And then they're gonna say, oh, he documented this and that, because the whole time he's looking for mermaids, y'all. That's what he's doing. Come on, y'all gotta think a little faster, please. The whole time he's documenting seals and worm and da. He's looking for the mermaids. He's not gonna talk about it no more. Then people said off with his head if he talks about it one more time. What?
Or an unknown
And then they push him out on the boat anyways.
Suggested contamination
They said he was
in the
sick.
drilling process. But the hair was embedded in ice, dated through isotope analysis.
Said he was sick and pushed him on a little boat and pushed him off to water.
Someone or something with long black hair was in those waters between 1608 and 1612.
1600
The hair
aces
did
and
not decompose. The ice preserved it perfectly,
huh.
and no historical record explains whose hair it was. Hudson's journal remained intact.
Who got the hair?
Centuries of
That's what I want to know, because you know
translations
they
and archival stories.
that's in somebody's lab right
The
now.
mermaid entry was never removed. The witnesses were never recanted. The Dutch East India Company's marginal note was never explained. The case was simply filed under unexplained maritime sightings and left there.
I explain.
No one investigated because no one was supposed to investigate.
Exactly.
The directive was clear.
Clear.
Silence was institutional.
Shh.
And the creature, whether real or imagined, remained in Hudson's
Secrets
log
one of the
as most
world's
detailed mermaid description
the most
ever
powerful
recorded
people. That's why they're the
by
most
credible
powerful, because they
explorer.
got secrets.
A description that matched no known animal. A description supported by physical evidence found centuries later. A description that 2 men saw clearly enough to name the color of her hair and the pattern on her tail. If credible witnesses reported anatomical details with physical evidence, who decided investigation would cause more harm than ignorance?
But then investigating in 1600, what they was about to do, they was wanting them people to sail all the way out there, and I don't think that would have been a good idea, sail all the way out there, looking at waters, look for her to go. I don't think that was a good idea. Or they knew they had no business over there. One of the two. That's why they said that we not gonna investigate, because we had no business over there. They didn't care about them people's lives. So it could have been that. Could have been that. I just saw something on the side and it's gone. Says something about water creatures. Mer. Terrifying mermaid stories. I better not be in this
This is Devon Edge.
this
the first
compilation.
business for frequent business travelers.
Sometimes I'm going to go look up a video on
Learns what you
YouTube, but I'm
love down to the smallest
damn near
details and finds your
part of
perfect
the
flight,
video.
stay, or meal. How does it work?
I did not sign off on that.
Y'all think mermaids aren't real? Watch this. I zoomed it in and slowed it down so y'all could see it. But basically, there was a guy on the beach at night with his friends who said he heard the sound of a siren. And he started flipping out, y'all, trying to run into the ocean, saying he loved her, all this crazy crap. You can literally see somebody moving behind them. There's a freaking mermaid, y'all. I don't know what else it could be. There's no way that's AI. I don't care who you are. You will not convince me that that is not a freaking mermaid.
It looks like something a little bit darker.
Mermaids do not just live in the oceans. Let's talk about it. So I've been seeing a lot of people on my recent videos when I talk about the mermaids.
Definitely do not
that
just live in the
dam or
oceans.
the river in Zimbabwe. And a lot of people was like, well, Zimbabwe
They
is
love
complaining
rivers.
about how can these mermaids be there? There's no sea. Well, they don't have to just inhabit the sea. Mermaids can live in any natural waters, which includes rivers, lakes, springs, dams. If you want to be honest, I've heard more stories about these mermaids being in the rivers than in the sea, if you want to be honest, especially in these different African countries and Caribbean places. Like in Jamaica, they call them river mama. And a lots of the different stories that I've heard from my followers and just people around and that I've looked into,
Yep, and legs.
everyone that I know is always talking about like people getting abducted by the river when they're going to wash their clothes. Or
My poor friend, they done stole her TikTok video and got it up
Yeah,
here.
they are in the sea, but like
This
I
is
said,
Kennedy. He's
mermaids
another
are
supernatural
everywhere.
creator.
They're any natural bodies of water. No, they can't be in a man-made lake or a man-made pond or river. Anything that's a
Kennedy gotta
natural
do a
body
better
of
job
water,
of
they can
protecting her
be in.
content. Say her
And
name
there's
in it or
just too many
something.
stories to
Dry
not believe
tag.
this. Like too many stories around the world that add up.
Wear a
into
shirt
these
with your
people
name on
that
it. I
have
don't
no
know.
connection to each other.
Kennedy has
very
like
similar
400,000
stories about these
followers.
mermaid creatures. Every culture has some type of mermaid legend or lure, and y'all still don't believe it. Like,
And this
we
ain't
can
her
see
posting this.
dinosaurs, but they're real. I know there's skeletons and remains and people that has talked about it, but same thing with these mermaids.
We watching
Like, the lots of people, they're
mermaid
really not
videos up here
mythical
on Twitch.
creatures. They're just creatures. But let me know what y'all think in the
But the
comments.
Hudson story, I gotta do a story time about that, the Hudson Mermaid, because I never heard about that story.
6:40 a.m. at the coastal bluffs of Point Reyes National Seashore, California. The species had not been documented.
They look like
in this
kids.
location since 1987. The marine biologist
Mermaid
who
like
took this footage
kids.
spoke to me off the record and said that it is a lifelong dream of his to eat
Well, I don't know.
mermaids someday because of the health properties from eating the flesh. Consumption is reported to provide extended lifespan and accelerated cellular regeneration. Hunting the mermaid is not currently authorized.
Mississippi River in Kentucky. A gentleman by the name of Lou contacted me 2 nights ago and he said, I got something I want to talk to you about. Pictures that I took on the river, but I don't want you to think I'm crazy. And I'm like, I've seen a lot of crazy
Show
stuff, but
us, show
what you
us,
got?
show us.
He told me he was out on his boat doing a little fishing last summer. He took a picture of something and he said, I heard a slapping in the water. The first thing I thought was, sounds like a carp or like a bass flipping or jumping out to grab a bug. He said, I turned and what I saw literally took my breath away. What I saw was, I shit you not, a mermaid. I'm like, Lou. Mermaids don't exist. He says, Shan Man, I saw it, and I've got pictures of it. I'm like, can you send them to me? So anyways, Lou sends me these photographs. I'm going to put them here at the end of the video. Mississippi, Kentucky. He was on the edge of the river. He heard a sound.
So, in my native country,
Well, he never showed it to us, so.
we have mermaids. Well, actually, they're not exactly mermaids. They're river maids. And we call them River Mama, like mother, River Mama. I know an old lady in Jamaica who says that she's actually seen one. She told me when she was a little girl, she would often play by the river. And she would wade around in the shallow part, and she was always very gentle and sweet with the fish. that would just play around her ankles. She would never catch them in jars or anything because she didn't feel that it was the right thing to do. She felt it was cruel to trap the fish. So she's a very sweet little girl. She went to the river one day really early in the morning, and she was just, sitting down, hanging out. I think it was like early on a Saturday morning. There wasn't any school. And she said, much to her astonishment, she saw a golden table come rising up out of the water. Bright gold. She said it was very shiny. Close behind it was a rock that was sort of sitting just slightly above the water. And she said she saw a very strange looking half woman and what appeared to be a fish's tail hanging in the water. Now, she was very kind of greenish, brownish, olive skin, and she had like feminine features and long, almost like twisted locks of hair, sort of like a Rastafarian. And she was braiding it together. When this river mama caught sight of this little girl, she jumped into the water and the golden table started to sink down into the water too. Now legend has it that the river mama is the guardian of this golden table.
I heard that too.
No.
I really wonder what the hell the golden table does and why it's so highly protected.
Been in danger from this river mama if she had always caught the fish and captured them, because the river mama is also the guardian of the fish in the river. She's known to grab the heels of those who capture her fish and pull them down to a watery death. River mama knew she was a cool little girl.
We're told mermaids are a myth. Stories for children. Fairy tales. Nothing real. But places like this have their own stories too. This is Mermaid's Pool, at the highest point of the Peak District. Legend has it, if you visit at midnight on Easter Sunday, the mermaid will either grant you immortality or drag you underneath. Depending on whether she likes you or not. Across time, in almost every culture, water holds
I didn't know
the
we were
same
going there.
meaning. Fishermen lost, boats found drifting, sailors pulled from decks with no sign of struggle. Some say it's the currents, others say it's something else. There have been modern reports, strange shapes beneath the surface, screams in calm water,
Crazy.
encounters no one wants to
Crazy.
talk about twice.
Appreciate you,
But the
Daniel.
water's
Thank you.
still dark, hard to read. You can't always see what's beneath it, but maybe someone else already can. What
TikTok
if
shot.
mermaids weren't soft
Gotta grab this
or
chapstick,
singing?
y'all.
What if they
Your lips stay
weren't
hydrated for like
human?
10 hours.
What if we only soften the story? Because the truth was harder to explain. Not fish, not fantasy,
It's Korean.
something in between. Maybe that's why places like this feel different. Not because of what we know, but because of what we don't.
So Robbie saw a mermaid, but he felt her watching him before he even seen her. Welcome back, gang. Y'all see the title? Got another crazy mermaid story time for y'all. If you don't have time to watch this video, just save and follow and come back later. Because y'all know I hate long intro. We gotta move on. So Robbie is a Guyanese bi. He was only in Guyana. See, I told y'all I'll probably be part of my content is. I told you, stolen. I'm not watching this. This is me.
Probably not this.
Jesus. My goodness, just make y'all own content.
I appreciate you of Lord channel. Don't forget easy peasy. Taking a comment.
A year before that, I just lost my sister. I was in a really crazy ass fucking relationship, and I was
It's
definitely
all Korean words on it though. You can't really see what it says, but it's in TikTok
I
shop.
had an infection on my leg. I'm not sure what the infection was. I don't know where it came from. To this day, I still don't know where the fuck it came from. It started out small, started to get bigger and bigger. It was very itchy. It started eating at my skin. I didn't know what the fuck it was, right? I'm using, creams and stuff, trying to think, okay, maybe it was a rash or something. I don't know what the fuck it was. I had a friend in Puerto Rico, my gay guy friend or whatever like that, and I was letting him know like what was going on. So he was like, why don't you come to Puerto Rico? Come out here, you know what I'm saying, get some healing, just really see the world for what it is. And I'm like, why the fuck not? That same night, I booked my plane, I let my mom know like, hey, we're going to Puerto Rico. I really need you right now. I need you by my side. And she definitely was by my side. Aguadilla, Puerto Rico is where I went to when this situation happened.
What is what?
1, 2, 3. I jump in the fucking water, right? A wave comes over me. But during this time, something has pulled me under as well.
A wave. That's happened to Miami. One single wave came to me.
So I want to say I've been under there for a little second. And that's when I realized that I have encountered a fucking mermaid. Not only is this mermaid not beautiful, not only is this mermaid scary as fuck, this mermaid cured what was on my leg. Whatever the fuck was on my leg, the next fucking day, that shit was healed.
Infection.
And like I said, I don't give a fuck who believes you.
The merman said, "You not about to be." Mermaid said, "You not about to be in my water with all this nasty shit. Come here."
Did whatever the fuck it did to me and healed my fucking leg. I don't care what nobody say.
First off, she's giving mermaid energy herself. Something about when she called on her mom, I feel like that calling, the bloodline felt it. And whatever helped her in that water, it sounds like she's from that bloodline, which is why she was healed. She was called to go to those waters. When we look at civilizations that was great, like Kemet, the Mayans, the Aztecs,
I want to go to Kemet so bad.
so we on our way back up.
October, Billy Carson is going. I'm manifesting because I'm going to.
Where these conversations will be laughable.
Imagine being able to build.
Oh,
just by thinking about
great ad,
base 44.
great commercial.
So y'all, I had just seen a girl on here telling the story about that she's seen a mermaid.
She gonna have to speak up if I listen to this.
Seen a mermaid.
And she got a mic at her mouth.
Probably like 2022, 2023, something like that. I was taking a birthday trip to Puerto Rico. And it was just, we didn't have no real itinerary, so we just was going with the vibes, like going with the flow. So one night we was like, oh, let's go to the beach, because we didn't have anything to do. Let's just go to the beach.
That's why I tell people, do not wait to do content. Just start doing it. Because you're going to suck regardless. It's like something you have to kind of keep doing to get better.
And they had like a restaurant.
Can't wait for all this special equipment.
But mind you, we took an Uber to the beach, and the Uber driver was like, oh, y'all going to the beach at night?
I don't think I'm following this story.
So when we get to the beach, we're like, oh, let's just put our feet in the water. Let's put our feet in the water, like, you know. So we look over to the fucking water. Why is it like a little creature like floating? And it wasn't a human because it didn't have any face. Like, I don't know, it was just like a head, but it was dark. It was like, it wasn't a shadow, but it was like a floating shadow, if that makes sense. So mind you, we're all like shook up, like we're like, what the fuck is that mermaid? So we're like, oh no, we have to go. And why did the mermaid start fucking floating closer to us?
I hate her as a storyteller. Hate her. I'm not listening to it no more. I'm sorry. And y'all know I'm not even like that, but I just didn't follow none of the story and I could barely hear her.
For real. Now I'm going to make this connection, and I know a lot of you might be thinking she's a little crazy. Yes, I am a little crazy, but I'm going to tell you, we're going to see who's really crazy after this life is over, and we get to ask Father all the questions that we can ask, okay? But we can leave all the comments and the judgments for Father later. But hear me out when I say this. Our forefathers, Samoans, Kakukanake Ulua, our Taimat, Lafainga, they are sirens. You guys can come for me all you want. They are sirens. They are mermaids. These women swam from one island to the other island. One of them left her son on the beach, named him Seali Tutum Tafamatangi. My dad's name is Seali Tu. That's his real name. That's short for Seali Tu Tafamatangi. Seali Tutu Imatafangamantangi. She couldn't take her son. He would die. That's why she can't take him. But these women, they swam. Now, for the people who don't know the history I'm talking about, 2 women swam from Fiji. No, it's not Fitiuta. No, it's not Fitiuta. It's Fiji. Because this was the time, again, if my timing is correct, this was around the time of the Tuimanua dynasty, when the Tuimanua ruled over almost the entire Polynesia and part of Melanesia that included Fiji, Tonga, other parts. This is like between 1500 to 1000 BC, if my timing is correct. Because the rising of the Tuitonga came in the 1500 BC. That was, in 950 BC. That's when they took over. That was the fall of the Tuimanua dynasty. But the Tuimanua ruled for a very long time.
She wasn't prepared before she pulled this camera out. That's what blown me.
During this time, we're known that Tuimanua is a demigod. According to history, he is the son of Tangaloa, the first demigod of.
Okay, let's shift some gears. Let's look up Cat G. Let's see if does she have a YouTube? Does Cat G have a YouTube? She does. Cat G has 17,000 subscribers. Come on, Cat. You need to be bigger on YouTube. You have just too good of content. Okay, let's see. I found a mermaid. Boop! Perfect. Just our time. Cat G, right up our line. When you made a video on Pokemon, I made a reference to King Musa and it put restrict on it. Huh? Really? I definitely didn't see that comment. Well, the best way you can write it without them realizing what you're saying. What was the reference to it? Masamusi you talking about, right? Or it was Solomon. Oh yeah, my Solomon and my I did compare Solomon and for Pokemon. Yes. But why they put it as restricted? That's interesting. All right, let's see. Cat found A Mermaid Soul Part 1. Let's hear what she got to say.
Lincoln Park is the home to a lot of supernaturals. And the reason why it is home to a lot of supernaturals is because that land is
interesting,
crazy on the spiritual side. First, it was a holy, sacred burial ground for the Native American. Then the rich and the wealthy came in and dug up all of their bodies and then put their bodies there, turning it into a cemetery for the wealthy. And then the wealthy was like, you know what? We can make a whole lot of money out here instead of just...
Wait, pause. Yo, people do that? People like buy cemeteries, dig up all the people and put new bodies there. That's the weirdest. I would never want to be part of that business every day in my life. Y'all walk around with curses. I know you guys will walk around with what? That is what? Once it's in the earth too? You know what? Cat throws me off every time she speaks, and that's why I love her content. Let's get back into it.
Put dead bodies, so relocate. Then add in the fact that, Chicago is sitting right in the middle of its own Bermuda Triangle, and Lincoln Park is sitting near one of the ley lines. So, just seismic activity on the paranormal side. Now, this land is also special to the supernatural because it allows magic to flow freely through it. And with free flowing magic, there are multiple portals. Codwell's Lily Pond is one of them. You can sit back and say that you don't believe in Tartaria if you want to. I know better. And so does Cersei and her family. Cersei is a mermaid. Well, she's half mermaid, half siren. Her father is a merman, her mother is a siren. Cersei's father and mother was forced into an arranged marriage because it was supposed to be like, oh, the mermaids, sirens, we're gonna have a peace treaty. We give up our firstborn children. Boom, there you go. But arranged marriages are never good for anybody because somewhere somebody is going to feel jaded and left the fuck out. Which is the reason why it was a whole battle between water protectors and a fucking wizard. You see, way back in the day when the stock market crashed, way back in the early 1900s, the world trade had collapsed. All the stockbrokers was losing their shit. All of them was losing their shit. This was the time when the stockbrokers was jumping out the goddamn windows of the skyscraper. Everybody was losing fortunes left and right, including Cersei's family. Because Cersei's family was losing their whole entire fortune, her grandpa was like, you know what? You finna go marry this man, and I don't want to hear shit about it. Who is the man? A fucking warlock. He a warlock from Germany. This man been sitting back, he been watching everybody's money. He been saving his money, he not giving his money out, and on top of that, we're not gonna sit up here and lie. He's a fucking warlock. He was generating his own money. So when the stock market crash had happened, he came his ugly, greasy ass from Germany, came on over here and was like, yeah, y'all need a bailout. So I got the money for you. What you got for me? He visited a number of different families, and some of them took it, some of them didn't. One of them that did, Cersei's grandma. The warlock said, oh, she half mermaid, half siren? I would need her to be my wife. If you want me to bail y'all family out and the whole company and all this extra shit, she got to be my wife. I don't want to hear shit out. But see, here's the problem. Cersei was already dating a motherfucking vampire. And she wasn't just dating any old vampire. Remember the vampire I told y'all I had to be a nanny to? Yeah, he got siblings. It was one of his fucking brothers. So in Cersei's mind, she like, I already got my future set. Like, I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. I need to help the family out because we already set. Like, we don't have to worry about none of this shit that this warlock is talking about. I'm finna marry this man. My grandpa didn't like that shit. He didn't like that shit at all. He The tradition is, I'll marry y'all ass off, and I'm telling you, you finna go over here to this war. Cersei said, yeah, you got me fucked up, bitch. I'm staying on this motherfucking land with my man, and you kiss my ass. Warlock wasn't trying to have it. He wasn't trying to have none of that shit. He was like, you know what? You don't want to be my bride? Oh, okay, I'm gonna get rid of the vampire. And I don't know why he thought that was a good idea. I really don't know why he thought that was a good idea because Vampire got numbers behind him, okay? He got money and he got real bodies. Like his whole family is ready to ride or die for him and you stand alone. Mr. Warlock man sat back, realized, you know what? I really can't go up against this vampire and his family. So you know what? I'm gonna do whatever I can to win over Cersei. But he couldn't. Because my girl was like, yeah, that's my man. Like, you're not trying to hear me. I'm not going nowhere from this man. The warlock ain't never been told no before. Like, he ain't never been told no before. In his 200 years of life, this man has always heard, yes, sir. Either willingly or forcibly. He heard yes. Never knew. At some point, Cersei finally she was like, I'm done. I need to go talk to my grandpa. I need to understand who the fuck is this man and why is he going so hard. I need to understand why is it that you don't understand that I'm going to secure our future. She go to her grandpa. She trying to talk to him. Grandpa is hell-bent on Cersei marrying this fucking warlock. And she like, yeah, no, I need you to get
Grandpa said, I said what I said.
He's like, well, he's going to fund our life. And she was like, yeah. So with Mr. Vampire Man, what is your problem? He ain't got one. He just sitting there with because everything you saying don't fucking matter. Vampire Man is finna pay the dowry ×3. So everybody finna eat, everybody finna be good. And on top of that, he finna say the business. Like, why do we need to be with this fucking warlock so bad? Cersei grandpa finally he just breaks. all rage, throwing shit, flipping desks, throwing the damn the computer chat out the fucking window. Why the fuck won't you listen to me? I'm your fucking grandpa. Cersei instantly knows something is wrong because don't nothing make her grandpa lose his cool. Like, the man don't cuss, he don't scream, he don't yell, and he for damn sure don't do all of this his shit. So Cersei, she sneaked over on the wall, she pressed the panic button because she knows some shit is up. She knows some shit up. This ain't her grandpa. Guard, her daddy, some of her brothers, they all running into the office and they're like, what the fuck is going on? And her grandpa turning around, what is going on? What's going on? You need to get your daughter under control. Tell this little motherfucker that she got to marry this man. I'm not trying to hit none of this shit. This bitch got her ass on her shoulder. Her daddy and her brothers is taken back because who the fuck? Pawpaw don't never talk like this. Pawpaw don't never act like this.
Cass,
they all sitting there looking at this man like, what the fuck? They make eye contact with Cersei. Cersei looking at them and they we here, bitch. Who the fuck? Who the fuck is that? Her father take a step into the office and grandpa, he turned around, don't step into my office. What you mean don't step into your office? I step in your office all the time. Why I can't step in your office right now? He said, didn't I tell you? Don't question me. Don't fucking question me. If I say don't step in my office, don't step in my office.
Portable charger in.
You know, I'm stepping
on
all
the end of live.
Cersei, father just get the stomping and screaming, reveal yourself, reveal yourself, reveal. Pawpaw over there going fucking crazy, calling in his face. And Cersei, brother, like, what the fuck is that? Grandpa hit the floor behind the desk. Can't nobody see his ass, but you can hear him thrashing. To the Cersei.
Vampire Stories with Cat G.
Her daddy get the stomping around. Reveal yourself, reveal yourself, reveal yourself. Whole time they don't know that it's a giant salt ring underneath the rug that they standing on, and they disrupted the ring, so it's fucking up the spell that Pawpaw put out.
Okay, gee, that's a lot today for us to take in.
Pull himself up on the edge of the desk, and he ain't Pawpaw no more. He the goddamn wizard. Mr. Warlock Wizard Man don't realize that his whole disguise been faltered. So he's standing up there talking about, you don't know what you just did. You disobeyed me. You're gonna be disinherited. Everybody just standing there looking at his ass like, bitch, you don't know that we can see you? Mr. Wizard Man put his hands on his face and he could feel that it's out of shape. He looked like him. Cersei say, what the fuck is going on? Mr. Warlock Man said, I'm getting to Tartaria one way or another, and bitch, you gonna let me. Cersei baby brother come walking through the study with the office, and he got a big ass black grimoire in his hand. He get to reading off the wizard.
Oh, let me look up Tartaria while she talking.
That the wizard was actually banned from Tartaria and from the Mer City that's down in Lake Michigan because he was trying to use mermaid souls like it was a fucking power cord. Now the jig is up.
They using our souls like it's power cord.
Mr. Wizard Warlock Man is standing there looking.
One band, one sound, mermaids.
Look at Cersei, look at her daddy, look at all her brothers. Without a fucking word, that nigga turn around and jump out the fucking window. He a warlock, so he transfigured himself into a fucking bird. He flying off. Everybody see that he flying towards Conway.
There's all these maps of Tartaria, and they try and tell us they don't exist. It's like hundreds of maps.
Is Grandpa at? Honey, you gonna lose your shit when you find out that Grandpa was in part 2. Go to the next story. Bye.
Hold on, Cat. Because Cat taking us down another rabbit hole. We want to look at Tartaria for a second. Hold on, Cat. I done spelled it wrong, but it's alright. They know what I meant. Oh no, I spelled it right. That's 3 hours long. That's too long. We just want to get to the point. What was a question we asking about Tartaria? Well, this is a short. Let's just watch it.
They're not just hiding the answer to this question. They're hiding an entire chapter of our history. How did people with horses and wooden carts build massive, intricate buildings like these? They tell us they used hammers, hand saws, and primitive scaffolding. Does that really make sense to you? Look at the detail, the symmetry, the impossible precision. These structures aren't just beautiful. They defy the tools they claim were used. So what's the truth? Was our past far more advanced than we've been told? Or has it been cleverly written on purpose, it gets even more disturbing. What if the dates on these buildings were changed? What if that 1 in 1892 was never a 1 at all? What if it was a symbol or a character that meant something else and we're off by 1,000 years? Now ask yourself who really built these structures, who had the knowledge, the power, the means. Have you heard of Tartaria? An empire erased from our history books, but still hiding in plain sight.
I think it's just in a different portal. I've seen this
documents
city
and mysterious architecture around the world.
in my dreams. I don't know where it is though, but I know it's
with
advanced.
advanced
I know
technology
it's
and wisdom, capable of
beautiful
building on a
cities,
level we
gold,
still can't
clean,
replicate. Some even believe they built the Great Wall of China, not to
and there are people there that look like me and you, but they move differently. Let's see.
But dig a little deeper and it all falls apart. Ancient Rome looks suspiciously like 1800s Europe. Greek statues have identical faces. Maps from the 1600s show Tartaria as a massive nation covering all of Russia, parts of Asia, and even North America. Yet by the 1900s, poof, it's gone. Why don't we learn about Tartaria? Why was it erased? But dig a little deeper and it all falls apart.
Because they wasn't in control, babes. Why would they be trying to erase something they created?
Advanced civilization that existed just 200 years ago, but history erased it. You see these massive, intricate buildings. Historians say they were built in the 1800s, but look at the size, precision, and detail. Does that really add up? This is Tartaria, an empire that appeared on maps.
Could have been made in the 1800s. Yeah, those dates not adding up.
It vanished. Why? Some believe the Tartarians had technology far beyond their time.
And they got the F up out of here. They still around. They just got probably a big ass glamour machine that we can't see. Big ass. They in the big ass dome within our dome. It's crazy. Tartaria. YouTube. You don't have a ring on your finger. Yeah, I hear that, ladies. If you don't have a ring on your finger, you could bend. I love reggae music. It be so funny. Let's see who's on live. Let's see who is live. Ho, 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 ho. Bo, bo. All right, let's see. Let's do some battling. See if Jazzy wanna go live. Yeah, it's 2018 in Ethiopia. How do you get? Ooh. Let's see. Buddy Bamba Babu.
Yes, Jamaica, yes. I like that. I like that. Alright, boys. Let's see we turn this party a real party.
Right. I'm trying to see who's live up here. I feel like I don't never got people in there from the States, but I be seeing them live. They don't show up on my suggested creators. Split in the middle. Tomorrow is Carnival, so we gotta turn it up tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do some content tomorrow too. I'm gonna go live. Let me see Tariq. Tariq. Tariq, is this AI? Oh, this is your background picture. Don't follow on Twitch. I'm on Twitch right now. Purple app. Come meet me at the purple app. Okay, thank you. Keep double tapping, y'all. Double tap the screen. Keep double tapping the screen. Thank you. Keep double tapping. We good. We just gotta stay good for at least 4 more minutes. Done. Easy win. Easy win. I got a Facebook group now, y'all. I got a Supernatural Facebook group if you guys want to join. So I needed a space for like everybody just to share content with me, you know, topics they would like me to talk about, topics they find interesting, you know, basically what we were just all talking about, just sharing information more. So if you guys want to be part of that, let me know. Vincent Ravenwolf. That sounds like a really cool name, actually. He look like a vampire. Yes. So if you guys have me on Facebook already. So yeah, just look me up on Facebook. You guys will see my Supernatural page, and I think you should be able to find my group from there. But if you don't, let me know. Just let me know if you like and follow on Facebook, so I can send you an invite. Because Facebook got too much notifications up here for me, honestly, to follow. So. Soca music. 2 minutes, okay. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I posted a story about another Lake Michigan story today, but this one's from Ashley Inc. y'all today, and I'm getting to the bottom of these mermaids. They think they're slick, but we slicker. You feel me? Well, I can't post for the next few hours. The algorithm is not pushing my content. I think I posted too much today. They like, bro, you got enough views. One video got like 40,000. Other one did, like 40,000 as well. They're like, bro, you're not, we're not giving you no more views today. Sorry, it's cool. It's cool. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We got one more minute and we win. Thank y'all. Appreciate you. Oh, dirty body. Babu. The party. Yes, Miss K. Hey. Hey. It's carnival right now. I want to wine. Congratulations on your win. Okay. Thank you. All right, Tariq. I'll see you later. Thanks. Tariq, you already lost some money doing one. Tariq, don't be setting me no request. Tariq is steady trying to battle me. Tariq, we done. Tariq, I whooped you. Tariq got whooped. I'm looking out to the party. Jumping up together. Hi, Juju. What's up? Thank you, Juju. What's up? You old enough to be up this late? You don't got school? Oh, Sunday. You don't got school? Oh, my audio was off.
Better someone that looks young, right?
Oh, Miss K, why you laughing? I'm just saying. I'm just making sure. Call Cupid's Universe. What's that? What's Cupid's Universe? Oh, it's a book. No, I just press there's a quick ad because I'm tired of just picking, so I just press the quick ad button. Yeah, Icy. What did it just say? What that mean? What's that? Yeah, you should check it out. All right, bet I'll check it out. I don't like when you go like live or when you battle, you can't really see the whole chat. I forgot I'm on my PC. Technically, I could just pull it up, right? Pull up TikTok. So I feel like I can't see all the comments. Yo, TikTok be dropping you off anywhere. Alright. How you mute this? Oh, it is muted. Alright, bet. Thank you, Miss K. Appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Keep double tapping. Keep double tapping the screen. Thank you, Cass. Appreciate you. Thank y'all. Kate talking about I'm battling a baby. She buddy. I didn't even know kids is up. You know, I don't know nothing about kids. I didn't even know they up this late at night. I didn't know they could stay up this late, to be honest. So I'm just saying. I was a little taken back. So automatically I just go right to school, you know? I'm just saying. I'm crying.